Hey guys, in today's video, I just want to make something more personal and just tell you guys my experience. Uh, just trying out this YouTube content creation thing and how it's affected my life and how things are going, the good and the bad. Mm, Prepared some notes or some speaking points that I want to talk about. And kind of just before that, I guess taking you back to where it all started. How did I even start making videos or decide making videos? I was always interested in doing some kind of content creation, doing some kind of editing videos. I always like to edit videos when I was younger, and I like to be creative. That's why I kind of chose UX design or design in general because I liked creating things for people to use or people to see. And I think, yeah, being creative, like scratching that itch. And I realized I had some time after I got laid off from my last job and just how happened. There's company layoffs, and now I understand why, right? It's a company, it's a business, and if there's no business, then there's usually layoffs. It's just how it happens. But I was fortunate enough to be able to land another job um, during that time. So for me, it's been quite lucky. I'm quite fortunate. I even had a month off to just do whatever I wanted to do. So I tried the YouTube. And when I got into it, it was fun. And then I learned more and more. And I kind of got into the rabbit hole of like content creation, like idea generation, making titles, thumbnails, camera angles, lighting, composition. Like there's a lot that goes into making YouTube video. And so when I see a good one now, I'm a lot more appreciative of the work that goes behind the camera, right? And so yeah, and one thing that I like a lot about just posting videos and just just posting videos is it, I guess it got me into the mindset of not caring too much what people think, and I'm always like a victim of that, or it always gets in my way where I think about what I care too much what people think, so I don't do it. And the perfectionism gets in the way, the spotlight effect, the imposter syndrome, like everything. There's so much that gets in your way. And like when I started posting my first video, it was my birthday, July 20th, and I posted a video, and it was like an accomplishment, right? It was a video about how I started my UX design journey, making a career switch. And that video, oh man, hopefully there's not that many mosquitoes here. Probably is though. Okay, I'll try to survive. Yeah, that video, I was just really proud of just making that video, and some people watched it and they were inspired, which I never really thought of some being someone that to inspire people. But yeah, and that made me be happy just making it, having it some people reach some people and resonate with their story and what they're trying to do. One of my last videos, someone said that they're 30 years old and trying to make a career switch to UX design too, and seeing me seeing me do it and like motivated them to do it too. So like that's within itself already is enough for me to keep going. But I didn't know I did realize that a lot of it like it just become a little bit inauthentic for myself, where I kind of like really struggling, not struggling, but being that perfectionism, editing, everything, because I do like the little details, putting definition up for some audience, for some people that don't know the words, or meeting, and like just being a designer in the whole thing is cool, but it does take a lot of time out of my uh, yeah, it just takes a lot of time out of myself, a lot of energy. Even if I do it on the weekends, it's still a lot of energy or after work. And I realize I got to prioritize work more because I do like the company I'm in now. They're a bank, so it's a lot of confidentiality stuff. And I don't really know what I can post. For example, if I post a video on YouTube, will like HR look at it? And if I say something not right, will I get reported? Kind of like that, but like a lot of protocol too. I just recently went to one of the company trips, In Vietnam, usually you have one company trip a year for a company, and we went to Phan Thiet. And Phan Thiet's the beach city in Vietnam that a lot of people go to on like a weekend. They they gave us a nice resort kind of style where we got buffet and got to meet some other people in the company, and then we had a gala dinner. And man, the colleagues are like people that work at my company are really talented and they can sing and dance and do all. I'm very was thoroughly impressed. So it was a good experience, and it gave me a little insight of what the company was like, and even the job, my job itself. Like I get to edit a video, and I get to work on projects where I make incremental like changes to the design and track them versus the controller. Call it A/B testing, A, B, and C testing sometimes. So that's the kind of stuff that I really like to do. Even when before I got into UX or studying it, I was thinking about case studies. I remember I did a case study about how to improve like a budgeting app. Like that's the guess the things I enjoy in life, and I'm trying to prioritize like what I enjoy in life and what I like doing. So yeah, and but everything's been so busy. I've been kind of thinking about like the burnout. Uh, I came here. I live in Vietnam, so when I came here to visit my parents in America, I also just finished or just did my first officiating for a wedding. Officiating is when you kind of marry the couple and you do different steps in the like the wedding ceremony. Like at the end, you say, you may now kiss the bride. Even though that was a very interesting experience, and I'm so glad I could do it for my friends, and they had a blast. I had a blast. Everything was so beautiful and fun, and I get to see a lot of friends that I haven't seen before. Like it still was a lot of pressure, and it still stressed me out a little bit. Like I guess it was my perfectionism still in my way of having to do it right and doing a best job for my friend. But yeah, I realized it kind of drained me that and doing also with the traveling, being jet lagged, work related stuff because right now I'm trying to get access to a lot of my accounts now working remotely here, and yeah, just trying to balance everything. It's been hard. It's been mentally and physically a little draining. Um, and I've seen other people talk about like how you're not supposed to do too many things at once, or you start losing that prioritization, or you start losing like your focus on things. And I think that's where I'm at now. I'm after that, I want to start focusing on more my job and maybe like now all this YouTube thing. I thought I could balance it out, but honestly, it's a lot of work. It's like a full time thing, honestly, because you have to script and then you have to film videos and content. So I'm probably trying to make. Where's my water? I knew I was gonna talk a lot, so I bought some water. Like editing videos takes a lot of time. Like if I were to edit this video, I'd cut, and that takes a lot out of you. There's tips, but still, it's a long process. And I thought even about like outsourcing my editing too, but the thing about outsourcing and like you don't have control, like the creative control you would if you were just to edit the video yourself. And I like that. That's the fun part. Like having the direction, knowing what you want to talk about and filming it and then knowing how you're going to edit it. I know a lot of the people outsource, but I don't know. I guess it didn't really make sense for me because I'm just starting off and just doing this for fun. And I think that's where I like lost some of the mm, yeah, I just kind of lost vision on just having fun and making it. It's still fun. Don't get me wrong. I still really enjoy making videos, but maybe less of a bar for myself. Like I try to be perfect all the time. Hmm, maybe. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out. Um, so the wedding experience, going back, I think one of the things I realized about wedding is that being a part of the wedding party, although it's fun and everything, and you want to be there for your friends and your family, it's a lot of work. And anyone who's been in a wedding party can probably relate. You have to wake up, get ready, wear a suit. I think for girls it's even more difficult because you have to do makeup. Guys, just put on the suit and look good and try to take pictures. And even the taking photos is kind of awkward. I think the photographer and the videographer, were like, making us do some silly poses, and honestly, it just felt really awkward. But hopefully, all the video and photos came out well. I'm sure they did. Uh, mm, and yeah, just making this video just to kind of ramble about being burnt out and how it's like starting YouTube. Because one thing when you first start YouTube, you get in your own way of creating content that everyone's gonna look at, and you want it to be perfect. You want it to be this. You want it to be that. You think people at work are gonna watch. You think people, your friends, are gonna watch and judge. You think your family, just everyone. So you never do it because there's just so many things in your head that's preventing you until you actually just upload the damn thing. And when you upload the damn thing, you're like, all right, no one even watches it anyways. So that's interesting, right? Like I think a couple of my videos they just straight up flopped, and I took a lot of time. But honestly, at least I made it and I uploaded it, and that gave me a weird feeling of accomplishment just in itself. Hmm. So moving forward, I'll probably make more videos, just kind of being honest and showing more of myself, and maybe less editing. Just showing my experience starting a new career, moving to another country, navigating life, and just trying to figure out like what's what life is, or the little nuances of everything. I don't know it all, and I think if you see like the Dunning Kruger effect, like I'm like on the I'm definitely on like the valley of despair, I guess, or like the slope of enlightenment, where I'm trying to figure everything out. Like I was at Mount Stupid, and then now I'm kind of looking up, right? And there's just so much things that I want to learn, and I've continued to grow. Yeah. So still dealing with how to how to do all this and how to balance everything. And I still want to make content, mm, but maybe in a different way and not be super perfect and everything. I guess that's the main point. Mm. Maybe before I leave, I want to show you guys my parents' garden. I've Yeah, this is where I lived before. I lived with my parents, and they have this cool garden here. Like, actually, I'm thoroughly impressed. Um, a year ago or 2 years ago was not this big. Here is some, I think, guava. If any of you guys like gardening, um, might be interested in this. I have a friend, old coworker that was really into gardening. Long, maybe if you're watching this, buddy, you'll probably like this. I think those are like some kind of, I don't know. Actually, no, those are some kind of probably orange of some type. I want to show you guys the grapefruit though. Look at the grapefruit; it's huge. This thing is humongous. All right, look at this grapefruit. That's huge. Like if I can put my hand right here, oof, put my hand like that. So that's pretty cool. And I used to come out here and like study some UX, read some books and podcasts about UX design. And what I realized too is what I realized about design and when you're progressing is that even the small things, right? I was looking at my notebook earlier. I just found my old notebook and had notes on UX and when I was just starting out. And when you're just starting out, you realize like, oh, there's a lot of things that you lost, smaller things you learn, and then now you look back and you're like, yo, you learned a lot. You like the knowledge grows, but when you're doing it, it seems so small and insignificant. But when you look, you zoom out and you look, you're like, wow, that's a lot of things. Oh man, I was trying to get bit. So for anyone that's starting, I guess that's one advice that I'll give. Like this, yeah, that's probably, man. I'm so scared. This is so lost. When you're first starting off, like there's a lot of things that kind of gets in your way, and you feel like there's so much things to learn. But just start off slow, get that snowball effect. They call it snowball effect, where you kind of build momentum, and I think momentum is like key to anything. You know, start something so big, you start off a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time, build the momentum, and yeah, like Atomic Habits. That's a good book. Teaches you to do some small changes in your life to help you with the habit forming, like good habits of forming. And I remember back then, I just put in 30 minutes of my day reading, like a little bit of reading. So kind of emulated a being in a classroom. So anyone who's self-taught or just trying to learn anything, right? Not even UX related, just block some time to do that. Anyways, let's continue with the garden tour. This is Logan. So Logan or Nyan in Vietnamese. These are small. It usually gets bigger. This Tito, some Vietnamese herbs because Vietnamese love their herbs. Everything is kind of fresh in the Vietnamese cuisine. So earlier, my mom was cutting this. This is in Vietnamese is bạc hà, I think bạc hà, and in English, I think it's elephant ear, and it's good for soups. Like canh chua is a type of Vietnamese soup that is kind of sour. Yeah, it's actually pretty cool that my parents have this garden. Like they eat these fruits and vegetables, and my dad even like installed this hose so it can has an automatic hose so it can just water the plants if I have to. And my dad's pretty good with handy stuff, so he helped me build this basketball court. Well, he basically did all the work. I helped him out. Yeah, and we got this for cheap, and we rebuilt it. So pretty cool, huh? I shot around a lot here when I was still living here, and you see these wasps. They kind of freak me out. I don't think wasps bite you if you don't do anything, right? Well, I hope so. Anyways, guys, honestly, yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Well, yeah, just being myself, being a little bit honest, being a little bit vulnerable. Because when I first started off, man, I really didn't know what I wanted to do, and I was kind of stuck a lot of my life. I worked at jobs that I didn't really like, um, doing stuff that didn't really excite me, and I flipped through so many jobs. I was a waiter. I picked shoes. I picked shoes from a warehouse. I was an accountant. Um, I worked at a sandwich shop. Yeah, and then I was a payroll compliance auditor, and then where I audited people for like $50,000 or more. And I really hated that because who likes an auditor when it's trying to audit you and make you pay more for like discrepancies, right? Sorry for any auditors out there, but I guess when you're doing that, it didn't really make me feel happy, or I was, it wasn't really rewarding for me. So I'm just very lucky to fall into a career that I like doing. I think they call it ikigai, what you like, what you enjoy doing, what you're good at, and what you get paid for. So, yeah. And I've seen other people, because I do look at the analytics on my YouTube stuff, like the very little detail I get, I do look at, and I see that, some people are watching from the plane. We're near an airport, a small airport. Yeah, but so people watch, and maybe they're from different parts of the world and want to kind of better their life. And I really resonate with that, and I really understand that feeling, because back then, my life, I wasn't really going anywhere. I used to get in trouble a lot. Um, yeah, I was just drinking too often, partying too much, and didn't really have any goals. But now I guess I have more clear defined goals and what I want to do, and my relationships are good. I just want to work on that. Before, my parents, even they were against me going to Vietnam, has finally kind of accepted it, and I'm I'm in better terms with my parents and my dad now, playing guitar. So everything is oh. You see. Okay, you see that? Hey, I'm gonna die from this, or not die. I'm exaggerating, but okay, I better wrap up this video soon. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is like right now, life is good for me. I always feel that it might like go south. Just don't know. Maybe I should be more optimistic. But yeah, just kind of this whole thing of YouTube, being comfortable, not caring what people think, posting stuff that I want to post, and still bringing some kind of value to people. That's where I want to go. And thank you guys all for those people that are watching. Thank you. A hundred subscribers, so that's pretty cool for myself. Like I want to stick to that and make video that you guys enjoy and that I enjoy making too. So yeah, until the next video, peace out, guys. Bye. Oh man, that wasp did not like me, for real.